Guys, welcome back to SoccerBeat, talking Pirates. Yeah, it couldn't have gone worse for Orlando Pirates tonight. Sundowns won. Sekhukhune obviously beat Orlando Pirates. Stellenbosch won. And Sabisi got a red card and will be suspended for the next 2 games. So the worst possible outcome for Orlando Pirates tonight. Any hope we had clinging on to this dream of winning the league, I think went tonight. Sundowns put in a champion's performance. When we met after the Pyramids game, the one thing we did say was we were worried about the hangover from that game. And it was clear to see tonight, fully understandable from just the massive disappointment we had from the way we went out in the Champions League. And I almost predicted this in a way because I could see it coming. Moeneeb, I think you're showing us exactly how you feel on the inside.
I feel like trash. You can see me.
What's going on there, Slim Cut?
I feel like trash, my brothers. Like trash, Listen, I had no hope. I gave up on the league a while ago because just for one reason, it wasn't in our control. That's how I felt a long while ago, But I just want to know. We have to make a decision. Listen, we were either going to expect a performance of a wounded animal that's going to come out fighting, or we were going to get this performance, right? And unfortunately, for me, the performance was the way I feel like a trash. It was trash, but I was expecting it, But I have one question that I just want to ask. And the question is, are we going to let one game destroy a whole season that we had? Because I still think now we are still training from the game on the weekend, right? And are we going to allow that game to destroy our whole season, where we still have so much to play for? So much to play for now, I'm telling myself that, listen, I'm glad this happened in the Sekhukhune game with this 2 massive game coming up right now against our biggest arch enemy, right? So in a way, I feel happy that this result and we played the way we played tonight, so that it can give us that wake-up call to know that, hey, there's still 2 games to play for and that we can still turn it around, This is how I'm feeling, So are we going to decide that, hey, listen, we are going to man up tonight, put that game behind us now. This nail that we got tonight should be a little wake-up call for us because we have 2 massive games. And our whole season can go up in fire because of that one game that's in the past now. So the question for me remains is, what are we going to do? Are we going to let it burn up in flames? Or are we going to go back to ourselves, because we were a shadow of ourselves tonight. A shadow. And you could see that pain of the weekend is still with us. So what are we going to do? How are we going to accept this? What are we going to do? Are we going to accept and just let our season come crumbling down? Or are we going to say, hey, and realize before it's too late? Because tonight should have been that performance where we come out and say, hey, we are back now. But no, it wasn't that performance. So what are we going to do about it is the question.
Cheesy. We saw this coming. We did see this coming. We haven't been ourselves for the last 2-3 months, even in 2025, really. We haven't been that fluent Pirates that was ripping teams up in the beginning of the season. We've been sort of limping along, 1-0 victories here, 1-0 victories there with our back 3, 1 or 2 good performances, but nothing fantastic. And I think it's all caught up with us tonight. What did you make of the performance, Cheesy?
No, look, for me, Mikey, yes, we all disappointed with the result. But looking at the first half performance, I think they put in a good shift in the first half. They created the chances, and this has been the story of the second round of the season. The guys get opportunities. I think that's the difference between Pirates and Sundowns. The finer details, Moeneeb, get into the box, make the right decision, make the right pass, shoot, or you don't shoot, you set someone else. Guys were rushing their shots. It was at 4v2. Somebody decides to shoot, and that was just the story of the whole match, And Sekhukhune absorbed the pressure really well in the first half because they knew that coming from a Champions League match, these guys should be tired in the second half if you can manage the first half, And what I saw in the second half, I saw players that were sulking. I didn't see players that were willing to try and, okay, we're missing, but we keep on going. But we also make sure that we keep it tight at the back. And one of the weaknesses that we have always spoken about on the show, the set pieces. Yes, we might have maybe given much away, as Coach Tinkler said after the match, that they knew that looking at the Champions League games that Pirates have been playing, that they are vulnerable when it comes to set pieces. And it showed again today, and I just don't know what was happening with the mindset of the players, especially in the second half. The subs were totally worse. Tito, Mabasa. No, no, guys. I mean, if you're sitting on the bench, Mike, you don't need to be sulking. Your chance is going to come. You need to come in and change the game. You need to come in and make sure that you lift the team. As soon as the subs came in, the team dropped. That's you understand. And I saw the coach trying to lift them and say, but guys, you guys need to be changing this complexion of the match, and they
Yeah.
just didn't give us that. And I'm so disappointed, Mikey, because we had the chances. The team had the chances, but
Yeah.
that final pass, that decision making, that's just the difference between Pirates and Sundowns this season. Because I mean, the past seasons when Sundowns has been winning it, Pirates have always picked up a lot of points in the second round of the season. Now they're doing
Yeah.
the opposite. Second round of the season, dropping points, not playing as well as they should be. Right at the end. A league is a marathon, Mikey. This is the time now where now you really have now to soldier and make sure that you just go over that line. Whether it does not
Yeah.
it have to be nice, Mikey, and play nice football. You know that, we're coming from a difficult match. Guys, we need to get one goal. Whether we close shop, then we move on into the next one. But
Yeah.
not happy with especially the subs. The guys first half okay, but the subs, yeah, the guys no 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 no. They look like they're like, ah, coach, why are you putting me second half? And
Yeah.
that just does not work for a team like Orlando Pirates, Joe. I spar against them, and me, I'm so
Mm.
upset, Mikey, because I just feel like they're letting the coach down. At the end of the
Yeah.
day, we spoke about the players saying thank you to the coach. And with this kind of a performance, it's crazy. It's crazy, Mikey. Just don't understand, man. Yeah.
Yeah, look, for everything that this coach has done for Pirates and the incredible run he's been on in cups and everything, the worst thing that can happen now is that this season fizzles out. We've got a massive cup game going, and look, I mean, you guys have more than me have played in Soweto derbies, and you know what it's like in the build up to Soweto derbies. So sometimes these midweek games can come as a bit of a distraction. So I think this was
Yeah.
the worst possible time for us because we had the hangover from the knockout of the Champions League.
Yeah.
We've got the derby on the weekend. Now this game almost feels like the guys will just like somehow get through it, and you
Just
can't
get it
handle
over. Yeah.
games like that because Sekhukhune actually, if you look at the log table, were more of a threat than what we're going to face on the weekend against Chiefs. A more
Yeah.
important game because Sekhukhune can actually catch us still, can knock us out of that African spot, which would be an absolute nightmare. So
Yeah.
this game was massive in the greater scheme of things.
Mm.
So
Mikey,
it
a
just,
hangover.
yeah.
When you have a hangover, you drink lots of water, replenish your system. They did not do that. Still stuck in Egypt.
Mm.
You're no longer there, boys. They must get it in their heads. Otherwise, you're gonna lose everything that you've worked for. I mean, you've worked so hard to
Yeah.
get into three competitions into the knockout stages, and now what you're doing, you're just throwing everything out there. You're like, ah,
Yeah,
nah,
cheesy. I
yeah, we
get you,
lost
but I
maybe
mean,
something that we
just the
always
way
wanted.
the way it happened in Egypt in Cairo, like we know how we were feeling. Like we knew, we said at the end of our last stream, we said this thing is gonna hurt, and it's gonna hurt for a while. And
Oh.
as much as we say they should just get over it, like we know human beings' emotions, like it's not that easy. Um, um yeah. So I don't
But
know.
Mikey,
I
Mikey,
sympathize with the players. I know we need to get back on track, but I just know that one on the weekend was a big one, and I just hope that we can bounce back. I think the derby now becomes more and more important, and
Yeah.
then the Nedbank
But
the
who
Cup
does
and
bench
the
did
coach?
not
everything.
look ready, Moeneeb, eh?
Yeah. Who
Some of
does
the
the
players
coach
didn't
look
look
to,
ready for
Mike?
the
Who
game.
does the coach look to now on that bench? Who does the coach look to for his team? You know,
The
for
thing that
players
the
who's
thing
gonna
that
put their
got me
hand
the
up, and
most
that is what
about
I think.
tonight, yeah, the thing that got me
I
most
think
about
that is what.
tonight is losing Sabisi now for another 2 games because he's the one
Exactly my
guy
point.
that I feel like he's been the soldier, the main man, like pushing the
Yeah.
guys on all the time. And
Who does the coach look to? I think that is what Cheese is emphasizing as well. The way the players' attitudes, the way their mentality was tonight, it just makes the job even harder for the coach. Makes the job harder for the team to select for the weekend, or makes it easier for him, in fact, to go for a first 11 because we've rested Cash, We've rested. Who was there still resting? Like two, three senior players that was resting. So they just come walking straight back into the team because of the way the attitude and the mentality and the performance was tonight, you know. But I understand your point as well, Mike. Like it really takes its toll. But we're professionals. We must deal with this. These are things that we have to get over, you know, because we have. It's not as if um, the season ends now. No, we still have massive things to play about, and that is where we speak about character. We have that character in the squad, but just now, that knock on the weekend, is that now gonna completely knock our whole season over? We can't be doing that. We cannot be doing that. We have to get up immediately now. That's who we are. We take this knock, and well, as Orlando Pirates, we have to be strong because we have a massive game on the weekend. This is massive. This game is preparation for next week, especially next week. Don't tell me yes that every derby is different. Yes, but we've never had where we had play Kaiser Chiefs and we played them the next weekend in the cup final. So this weekend is more important for our mental state than anything else. So this performance tonight, I'm not interested in the league because the league was never in our control, right? But now I'm interested in what is there available for us, and the available thing is this: to get a mental battle win over our biggest arch rivals, and then go and face them in the cup final. And when we get them in the cup final, we've beaten them here, and that's going to put one over for them when we do get that position. So we need to get over this immediately. Immediately. There's no time for sulking and in the sense of players, because we have a job to do, and you want to lose the respect that you've gained over this whole season, just as they've gained so much respect, so much pride they've put back into the badge, and you want to throw it away in 2 games, 3 games. You can throw all that away. It can disappear in 3 games. It can happen. That is a real possibility. Are we willing to sacrifice that?
So you know
Yeah,
what the
I think at the
crazy
bare minimum that we just need, like, this season we need the Nedbank Cup now. It's massive.
Yeah.
To get that trophy, to give Riveiro the send off, but also the African qualification, because there's a
Yeah.
couple of teams in the hunt now. Stellenbosch are in the hunt. Sekhukhune's in the hunt. We can't let the league fizzle out now. The African, we need to finish second in the league. It's so important now. So
Didn't they
yeah,
check the
let's just
stats?
keep.
Abachekanga my stats, Mike. Didn't they check the stats? Sekhukhune has got 12 from set pieces
Set
out of the
pieces.
35 goals they scored. There's always going to be a threat on that. So you know that's where you have to concentrate. Because playing
Yeah.
wise, with open play, they were never going to really get an opportunity to
For
score.
this
They
one.
knew that. They just need to hold it, get a corner kick, and it paid off. But so it means it's something that they worked on the whole week. Because even Coach Tinkler said it after the game. He's like, I knew that, yes, we might want to catch them on the break, but if that does not happen, we need to make sure we work on those set pieces. So, were we prepared? Were the players prepared? They didn't look like it because it has been a challenge for the whole season. I mean, we talk
Yeah.
about it every week, Mikey. Set pieces, guys, set pieces. And they listen to the show. So, definitely one of the senior players. That's why we spoke about the leadership qualities. Luckily, Khwati spoke about, James MTB spoke about it. He said the difference between that team that got to the final that lost to Al Ahly and this team, they don't have leadership qualities at the back. Yes, they strong defenders and they do their job and stuff, but nobody's willing to take charge and make sure that you give good instructions to the players. Guys, it's a set piece. Let's focus. Stick to your man. Gerald Rapatela, you know what Gerald Rapatela used to say, Moeneeb, at training when it was a set piece. He was looking like that. Hey, feel guilty, feel guilty, feel guilty, feel guilty. So they're not
Yeah.
feeling guilty in the box.
Yeah. Not taking responsibility. Period.
Yeah, I think let's just be mindful of not getting too negative, yeah, guys, because
Yeah.
we've had a good run, man, and
Yeah.
I don't
In
ever want
one
to
week
drop
we
our
can.
standards and say that we accept mediocrity, but like we can't. One bad performance does not make a bad team. So
Yeah.
let's hope that we bounce back. We've got a big chance for redemption on the weekend.
Mikey, they just opened a can of worms for those guys that are there in the comment section. Ah la la. They're like, oh, what now?
Let them come. Let them come. Let them
Yeah,
come. Let them come.
yeah,
We all listen, derbies are, you know what? For me, like you say as well, Mike, this game before the derby is a distraction. I don't give a, you know what? I'm disappointed in is the performance. Right? The performance was, that's not us. We're not used to such a performance. Right? But these games before derbies are always like that. We always crap. I remember we used to go to Cape Town and we get a hiding 3-0 in Cape Town in a derby weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, it's a kind of a distraction. So we need to switch our focus now. Finish. It's finished. There's a big game. This is the biggest game in South Africa on the weekend. The biggest game in South Africa on the weekend. If not in Africa, if we look around. You know? And we have to be ready for it. I'm going to be making an excuse for my boys to say, hey, listen, you know what? We've been focusing on the weekend's game. That's how I'm going to use my excuse. That's my excuse. Come at me. I'm waiting for you in that comment section. I'm there in my Orlando Pirates underpants with my whippy. I'm there.
But Mikey,
But I'll be ready.
Mikey,
I'll be ready.
Mikey, do you like we've always had this problem as well going into a derby and then you have a game midweek. Like psychologically, the players are really looking forward to that game instead of
Yeah.
the league match that they were supposed to play and win the match. So
Yeah.
I think that does play a role mentally to say I don't want to get injured. I'm thinking of that game. I want to win that
Yeah.
game. And the important one was this one. And then the continuation is when we meet those guys from Naturena. You know, so the mental state of the players was not okay today. That I can tell. I could pick that up. I picked it up with the coach. His reaction, looking at his players, like what's happening, guys? You guys don't
Yeah.
seem like you want to win this game. You know.
Yeah. And I can tell you, CBC is not disappointed. He's not angry or disappointed he got a red card tonight. He's more angry that he's missing the game on the weekend. That is what's eating him up. You know what I'm saying? I know that from a player's point of view. Because all he's feeling is, I'm missing the derby now. That's just my whole family's going to be watching and I'm not going to be there. This result, man. You know? But he's more angry about the weekend's game. That is how important this is. So we have, when do that yellow team play? They play tomorrow. Or they don't play. They play us next.
No, they off.
Is
They've
there
been
next?
resting. They were watching
So
this
no,
game.
it's fine. Yeah, yes, it's fine. We fine. We want a fresher because if they're going to play now in the week, then they're going to be packed. Marumo Gallants, they must still recover from that. You know? So we'll wait for them. We want them on the weekend. They must be fresh. We want the fresh Chiefs on the weekend. We want a fresh one. We don't want these ones who played now in the weekend. Oh, we're tired. Yeah, you're tired of Marumo Gallants, though. We know he's still trying to recover from that. We're coming for you. We are coming for you on the weekend.
You want some fresh chips?
Yeah.
There you have it, guys. Not the best night at the office for Orlando Pirates, but we'll be bouncing back. The Soweto Derby on the weekend. We'll see you guys there, and we'll check you guys in the next one.
And now, SoccerBeat, what?